Hi, this is Heidi from Garden Crossings, and for you shade lovers out there, I wanted to feature this garden that I'm walking through right now. There's a lot of really great shade varieties, and I thought if you're maybe looking for something different or unique to add into your garden for color or texture, this may give you a little bit of inspiration. So let's take a look. So this garden here is a shade garden, but it also is getting a little bit of sun, so I would say it's probably more considered like a part shade garden. Some of the plants that are featured here, off to the far left, that's the Nepeta cat's pajamas. There's some hellebore right underneath that tree. And we've got these beautiful Hosta wee with their kind of wrinkly and crinkly leaves. Beautiful little splash here of the phlox. This is Rose Sprite. Behind Rose Sprite, you can see the beautiful foliage there of the Heuchera I Spy. That's going to get some little pink bottle brush looking flowers on it as they continue to grow. They're just starting to open up a little bit right now. Right up tight there close to the tree with the really large leaves, that is the Hosta Coast to Coast, which is a really nice chartreuse hosta, and it gets pretty good size. So if you're looking for a hosta to fill in some space, that is Hosta Coast to Coast. Up front, they have a little planting here of the Hosta Water Slide. Water Slide's got a little bit of the wrinkly rippled foliage as well with a nice blue-green color. Next to it, there's a beautiful planting here of the Bernera. This is the Queen of Hearts. Great variegated foliage, and in the spring, which it is right now, May, beautiful periwinkle little blooms that just really nicely blow in the breeze. Backed up behind it, in a spot that maybe gets just a little bit more sun, they have some Amsonia silly string, which isn't flowering quite yet, along with some phlox opening act ultra pink. So we'll kind of watch this garden as the season goes on to see the different colors that start to emerge. The beautiful hostas there in the back, that is the Autumn Frost hosta with that dark blue-green and yellow variegated. That's a hosta of very thick substance and really makes quite a nice splash out in the garden. As we take the turn, we have some corbels. This is Apple Twist. Apple Twist gets really pretty flowers on it midsummer. Making more ground, we are seeing little dark splashes of plants. Those are an astilbe. That is the astilbe Dark Side of the Moon. So that will be getting flowers on it once we get more into summer. But right now it's got the beautiful kind of burgundy, ferny, lacy-ish looking foliage. And that's sprinkled along with some of the Miss America hostas. Quite a nice little grouping here. I really love how they kind of intermingle. There's a lot of plants going on here, but they kind of pair up two different ones and then intermingle them back and forth. In the back of this garden, the large hostas you're seeing, those are the Hosta Woo La La. So if you're familiar with Hosta Woo, which I'll be showing you in a minute, this is a variegated version of that. This plant can get about 4 foot wide and 4 foot tall. So it is a monster, so make sure you have plenty of space if you're looking to plant that in your garden. We've got these beautiful ferns up front. These are the crested surf ferns. The thing I think that's neat with these is let's go in and take a closer look. So they've got that silvery green foliage with the burgundy. But if you look at the tips of all of those plants, they kind of have like a little tuft on them. It's really kind of a unique habit and texture in that fern. Continuing along, we have some more hosta. Actually, let's back it up just a touch to right here. This is the Voices in the Wind hosta. This garden is fairly new. I believe it was only planted last year. Some of these plants have been in here longer, but a lot of these are pretty young plants, so they're not at their full mature size yet. Some more Hosta Water Slide as we kind of make our way down the path, paired with the Aruncus Chantilly Lace. This is going to get really pretty white flowers on it once it starts to bloom. And they have that nestled in here with some more of the really bright and bold Autumn Frost hosta. In the back is Empress Woo, which is planted next to Woo La La. So that way you can see the two different colors of foliage. I'm going to try to get a side by side. So off to the far left is the Woo La La, and right in front of us is the Empress Woo. Those are super big leaves. So if you're into making like the cement bird baths where you take large leafed plants, that's a great plant to make a bird bath out of, using the leaf to create texture. Up next to the pine tree is the Hosta Hudson Bay. Those are just starting to uncurl here, so they'll continue to fill out and get larger as the summer goes on. Making our way around this bed, we've got some of the heaven sent palimonium or Jacob's ladder, a great fern-like foliage, and that bright purple just is really standing out in the garden here, especially in like your a little bit more shadier places. I'll back up so you can kind of see a full view of the space. There's a lot of beautiful color and texture going on. Let's continue around this bed so we can get the full picture of what's going on. Hope Springs Eternal Hosta. These are a lot of the newer hostas, so they're just really small yet. So it'll be fun to watch as they continue to grow. Hosta Seducer right up front. Tucked in there next to the tree is the Corabel's or Heuchera Peachberry Ice. So it's real important when you're putting your gardens together to include color and texture and things that just play really nice off of each other. Here's some more of that heaven scent. Very fragrant, as the name implies. So this is a very young planting because you can see that they've been digging in here. So I'm not sure what this stuff is yet. It's not labeled, so we'll see as the labeling happens. I hear some cherry truffles, Heuchera. Nice kind of burgundy with the pink undertones. Hosta Love Story was just planted there. And then there's another little one. Some more of the Corabel's. These ones aren't, there's not a tag, so I'm not sure which these are. More gorgeous Bernera. That periwinkle flower just really pops in the shady garden here. So for those of you who have shade gardens or part shade gardens, hopefully this gave you a little bit of inspiration as to what you can pair together to have beautiful colors in the shade. This is Heidi from Garden Crossings.